That's my fault. I don't know what happened there. I fell asleep or something. Oh, no.
Hello and welcome to today's
I don't know if I set my tires.
video on the channel where we are racing with International Super Touring in the Group 2 class. And I am in a BMW 2002 Turbo and we are about to get started in the qualifying laps. As you can see, ghosting is off for the qualifying so that no one impedes in each other's time. We are at the Homestead Miami track and it is a very fast track but also easy to get wrong, as I do a couple times. But let's see how I do in the qualifying segment before we get into the 2-heat race. So far I seem to be putting together a clean first lap, but it is not going to be my fastest lap as we did a rolling start, but not fast enough to put down a good time. So I'm just trying to wrap my head around where to place my car and getting myself ready for a flying lap coming up soon. As we set our first times, I seem to have the slowest time. Not surprised. And we're getting into somewhat of a flying lap here, as I'm trying to use up all the track and hit the apex. But these Celicas, they seem to have a really good tune on them because they just go right by me. Again, I'm using up all the track, but it doesn't seem to do much because this other person, the BMW, is putting on a better time than I am. Could be down to the tune as well, as these guys are very competitive and practice before the race. As I lose control at the end of the second lap and compromise my third lap. But at the end of the third lap, let's see if I can hold it together to put together a good fourth lap as I save the car coming off of the back straightaway with that fast left-hand turn. And here we are going into the fourth lap and I'm trying to get as much speed, but with the fourth lap done, didn't seem to do much. But I did break into the 139s.
Yeah, 139, my fastest.
There seems to be a 4-second gap between me and first place, or even a 2-second gap.
Wow, I did that with a full
2 to 3 second gap between me and everyone else in the BMW. Even though I did do that with a full tank and medium tires, here we go into the first heat of the race. I am started in last place due to my qualifying. Let's see how I can hold this together. Here we are in the back of the field, two BMWs duking it out. As he gets by me and I am trying to recover. Into the fifth corner we go, and I try and set it up on the inside, but I couldn't hold it as he outbroke me and got more speed out of the corner. And I just happened to not brake
that's my
enough
fault.
and ran into the back of him. Almost caused him to run wide at the exit of that corner, but he's far ahead of me now. With a 4-second gap between me and first place, I am just trying to minimize the distance between me and sixth place. As I did keep the gap by the minimal distance between me and sixth place, we start the second lap with only 0.6 distance ahead. And as the group bunches up into the third corner there, I just happen to take out Anton and spun him all the way around. Completely my fault. I do apologize. I should have stayed behind short X1 and keep that line instead of going wide. But here we are into lap 4, and the distance between me and sixth place is 5 seconds and counting as I spin out in turn 1 for touching the grass. At this point, I think my race is done. I've messed up, and these guys are very competitive, and they're not going to see me in their rearview mirrors anytime soon. But at the end of the 7th lap, some people have started to pit. I haven't pitted yet, and I start to see them in the distance. But I can't stay out for much longer as I don't have much fuel, so I head into the pits. Put on another set of softs, added more fuel, as this is a required pit stop for the race. Pit stop goes smoothly, and out we go. As we come into the end of lap 11, it is quite the distance between me and sixth place. There's no way I'm making up 30 seconds. But I'm just trying to make it to the end of the race without being lapped. As first place has almost a minute distance on me, I am just trying to keep it clean, and I happen to not put enough fuel and have to pit again on lap 12. For this pit, I just put enough fuel to get to the end of the race, and here we are at the end of lap 13 with a minute behind sixth place. And only a minute and 35 seconds left, I crossed the finish line. With my best lap being 1:37, and everyone is 2 seconds to a second ahead of my best time. Which means if I was consistent enough, I would be able to keep up with the pack. But again, I really need to start working on my consistency. It's going to be difficult now that I've started racing without the suggested line, but it would still be worth a try.
Congratulations to the winners.
So as we come into the lobby, and we are all readying up for the second heat, and it is a reverse order. So finishing last, I am put on the front row, but I don't know how long I'm gonna keep that position because everyone behind me is wicked fast and consistent at that. So let's get into it. As we have a rolling start with the countdown, and we're off to the races here. As the beginning of lap 1, and somehow I am keeping it clean through the first corner here. As I went a little too wide and not enough speed, everyone passes me on the inside of the second corner, and by the third corner, I am practically one position away from last place. Almost ran into the back of short X1 again, but held it together and kept it clean. As I seem to have a better exit out of that corner, I am pulling in alongside him into the hairpin, and I did not brake enough and went wide, and he gains that position right back, as well as a double take by Anton on the inside. Here we are at the end of lap 1, and I am already in last place.
Already off to a bad start, lost every position in one lap.
As we get into the backstretch of lap 2, I seem to keep up to the pack, but just lose it a little too much and just go wide into that corner and onto the grass, and the pack
I don't know what happened there. I fell asleep or something? Oh my
God. All I have
God.
to do now is just keep it together. Try and keep that distance from 6th place at a minimum.
I forgot to brake or something. I don't know.
And at the end of lap 3, I seem to have maintained the same distance to 6th place with only 10 seconds away from 1st place. But it doesn't stay that way for long. As I go wide here after turn 3, gains a second on me, and at the end of that they're 5 seconds ahead into lap 6. But there seemed to have been an incident between two players, and coming back onto the track, one of them interfered with my racing line. But I'm in 6th place now because of that incident. Let's see how long I can keep that position. But we all know Anton's a fast driver. And to the next corner, and he just gains all that speed, and he's right on the inside and passes me. Insane. He hasn't quite passed me completely, but by the end of this stretch here, he's gained the position. I tried flying it on the inside, but he seemed to have lost a bit of speed, and I came out of that corner ahead of him. Let's see how long I can hold on to that position. And he made the right call by making a pit stop. And that is how you undercut with strategy in Forza. So I'm thinking, oh, I got this position. Let me just, But, by the 8th lap, most of the field have pitted, and I'm the last one on the field that has not pitted. I'm in 3rd position, but I have to get that mandatory pit stop. Hopefully I don't make that same mistake by underfueling my car. So now I've made the pit stop, and I'm back in 5th position, which is really good compared to what I thought I would have been in. And all I need to do is just keep it together. And into lap 9, I have Type RS 59 on my bumper with the same car I have, and I am trying to make it a fight to the end of the race. Can I make a better finish compared to the first heat? Let's see. Into lap 10 with 3 laps to go. I'm still maintaining 5th position. And this race, it's just got me at the seat of my pants, but at the end of lap 10, I just went a little too wide at the last corner chicane, and he got me on the inside into lap 11. And I'm trying to side draft him a bit, but it doesn't quite work. And I hit him, go onto the grass and into the wall. And there goes that position. And for some reason, Anton did not finish the race, but I'm still in last place, according to who's left on the field. Into the end of lap 11, I seem to have just controlled the car at the end of the back straightaway into that fast right left-hander. And I have to switch to my over-shoulder camera because the game stopped recording. This is before I started streaming, and I was recording to have the highest quality. And after an hour, you have to make sure you hit that record button again. So streaming eliminates that, but it gives me a lower quality. As we come into the last lap, I seem to have done better with only 12 seconds behind 5th place and less than a minute behind 1st place, but still in last place. And that's the race at the Homestead Miami.
I did better that race, but I could still do better with my consistency. I took out Anton by accident. I took out Anton by accident on the first race. Second lap, on the 3rd corner, my right side tires went into the grass and I started spinning, and I tagged his bumper and he spun out. But I need to be more. I need to be more consistent. That's my problem. Like I can clearly hit the 137 or low 138s, but I just can't keep it together for a full race. I just need to do more practice in this game. I haven't. This is my first race in this game in a very long time. Probably like 3 months. Yeah. I'm gonna try and be there next week as well. It's my birthday today, guys. I did a race on my birthday. Thank you. It's my comeback race. I gotta go get my free Starbucks now. That's what I gotta do. All right, guys, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. All right, and that's it. Clearly, I need to do more practice. I have I don't have the consistency, but I have the pace on a lot to at least keep up with like the midfield, top 5 or the top 3 or 2 that were doing like 35s. I don't know how they do it. I don't know if it's their tune or what, but they were just knocking down 35s. So I clearly got some work to do. Not the fastest person in racing games. I'm getting used to this whole setup still, and it's just taking some adjusting stuff. So hopefully in the next couple weeks of practice and stuff, I can hopefully by the end of the season pull in some good lap times and keep up with the rest and not take anyone out and spin out every other lap or lose control by going too wide onto the grass, stuff like that. Just need to like tighten it up and stuff. But yeah, that was a good race though. And yeah, I'm gonna jump into Forza Horizon 5 and do this week's challenges. I haven't done any of them, so time to unlock the last Porsche. See you guys soon. Take care.